Welcome back. Now, Kapi Gantsu is a grounded jazz, afro-soul and afro-pop musician with an undeniable passion for music, spirituality and cultural heritage. With a career spanning several decades, he's become a celebrated figure in the music industry, captivating audiences with his soul stir melodies and captivating lyrics. Well, he joins us in studio to tell us more about his new album. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Melodies.
It's so good to have you in the studio. Tell us a little bit about your musical career. Where did it all start and how did you decide you're going to make this a career out of it?
Okay, Kapi Gantsu, I come from George. The music started from my family. I'm coming from a musical family.
Right.
The Gantsus. And from that part, so my aunt Nomatile, the lady that we're dedicating this album to, it's titled Nomatile. She's the lady that will trigger us with songs, spark us with songs every night at home while we are telling fairy tales, etc. And that's where the music started. I come from that family. So along the line, then I joined groups in our community, Agape, a lot of community groups. That's where the creative part in terms of the composition started to grow in me. So that's where I started to know that, okay, there is something beyond what we've learned from the fire, etc. And then I started a lot of groups around until during COVID, when we had all the time sitting at home, lazing at home, then I think that energy of creativity wanted to blossom out. So that's when we went to studio, coming out with our first album, Mkenke, now the second album, Nomatile. Right. I'm proud of that.
Yeah. How would you describe your music?
It's an African music. It's an African music because where I come from, there was Ingonzo, Zase Zayoni. Traditional healers. Yes. And often on Sundays, there is this Bra Henry that will have a band playing on a lawn. So I think my music is all around those sounds, but it's unique in style. So, but a lot of people can say it's Afro-pop, Afro this and just, but I think generally it's an African music. I don't want to box it because of the sound. It's defined in its own way. It's different.
And how long did it take you to find your own identity? You know, because as a young musician, you experiment with different things, but eventually you need to settle on something that you identify with. Yeah,
I think during those groups times, when we formed those community groups, I think during that time, there was this thing that was irritating me about imitating someone else's work. Yeah. So if I get that, I will rearrange. I want it to be in a way that I feel it in my own tune. So I think that is basically what led me to say, okay, I think it's time that we take this thing. We put it on, in music.
Let's talk about the album, Nomatile. Tell us a little bit about it. You touched a little bit on it, that it was inspired by your aunt. But what is the sound on there? Take us through the process of making it.
Yeah, beautiful album. Lots of love songs. The lady was a vibey musical person. Right. So I think the music is a happy collection of songs. Is it the Nomatile album, and it's made by musical people, award-winning producers, Jalifa Tebe and Stembi Sotwala were involved in a lot of other, artists and work that is there, it's out there, it's known by South Africans. And behind that we have Abu Tyson Goma, who made sure that we have good songs. Select, because the songs may sound nice in your own, head, but there will be people that will say this will work, this will not work, this can be packed now because of every other influence out there.
And how is it different to the previous one, Mkenke? And how is your growth or evolving reflected in this?
Mkenke as well, a good production, but so Mkenke is my grandfather. Yeah. of which he passed on when I was in university first year. I think the album itself, it took that pain. There's a lot of that pain, but in this one, it's inspired by a person who gave this music to me, and I think that happiness, I wanted it to be, to resonate her character, of which I think it came out in this album.
Yeah. What did it teach you about yourself, putting the both projects, but specifically Nomatile? What did it teach you about yourself and your love for music?
I think it taught me about life itself, and it taught about, appreciating, because of, I'm not singing because, yes, I come from that family, but I think her role in my life as a person, taking us to school, being there in awards when our moms were working outside, and appreciating that work, but putting it in melodies and in sounds, then it becomes a defined production, which is when you sleep at night, you said, okay, something was made, something has been created.
Yeah.
I think that's an ultimate learning out of it.
Talk to us about the two songs you're going to perform for us today.
Ekaya, it's a story song. It's a storytelling song. Exactly, it's a beautiful picture that I'm projecting of where I come from. It's an honest song. It's me.
Yeah.
I'm giving out in terms of how this thing landed here. It's a beautiful feeling, and thanks to Stembi Sotwala, who understood exactly what I wanted the song to sound like. And Ndino Vuyo, inspired by Jake's melodies and all of that. We went to his studio to correct one other song. Yeah. But then he said, okay, I'm hearing this voice. I have this song for you. All right. So then from there, we built a song together. All right. So,
Kapi Gantsu, thank you so much for paying us a visit. More songs for him, 2 more songs from him a little later on the program. He was telling us about his new album, Nomatile, which he says was inspired by his aunt. It is his sound is timeless and deep and memorable.